No, he doesn't generally need meditation. Once
Right,
if he's
right.
davening, he
That I've
doesn't need it
seen.
at all.
That
Yeah.
I've seen, or if he's even had in his share of learning at all, you know. But
Yeah. Just once he's in the zone, once he's in the right mood, and he can get into it pretty fast.
yeah,
anyway.
that I've seen
Yeah,
many times.
yeah. I mean, I've had times where I woke him up in the middle of the night for real emergencies.
But Moshe,
Yeah.
who says you really woke him up?
Well, I don't know, but I called
Right.
him.
You called him just because.
Called him in the middle of the night.
Right.
So, that's it. And I know that when I gave him the question, he knew right away what the answer
Right.
was. So, you know, he used to always tell me, "Don't you want to give me a little time to warm up?" I said, "I know you don't need it." So,
Right, I know that also because I remember from within the first few weeks that I went to him was, I mean, now my wife's grandfather's not here anymore,
right,
but at that time he was, I mean, he was only nifter, I'd say not even 3 years. So we're talking about, you know, it was 4 or 5 years before he was nifter,
right,
but he was suffering with emphysema for a long time. He was sick. I remember one of the times, it was one of the few times, after that, many times he went to the hospital. But I remember I was driving down Avenue N, and the rabbi, I saw him getting out of the car to go pick up his son from school. So I quickly just jumped out of my car, I double parked. Rabbi, they just took my wife's grandfather. And you know, he was like, still coming out of the car, like he was a little like, "You're really doing this to me now?" I mean, I wasn't, at that time, I mean, I wasn't as close. Now I look back and I feel a little bad.
right.
But I know that, you know, I don't think, you know, maybe I hope he'd learn to forgive me. But
You're thinking of your grandfather,
right, I was thinking of my wife's grandfather at the time, and everybody was nervous, and within, like, he just collectively got himself out of his car, and within seconds he was, no, he gave, you know, he gave a bracha. He says, "No, it'll be fine, don't worry."
Yeah, you know.
So getting out of the car to jumping into right away, I know that
No, he
it doesn't
can switch
take much.
modes.
Yeah, it doesn't take much effort to switch modes. I mean, it's definitely, I mean, we call it modes, but
Right. Well, it's accurate to the best of understanding. We
I
switch modes.
personally don't always. I don't believe that he's switching modes. I think that he's partially always there.
Sometimes, yes. Well, what happens is I've been in the car while he's driving, and he's sitting there driving in a complicated traffic, and he's answering questions. So,
Right.
you know,
So I believe that most of the time he's.
yeah, and he generally will not answer a question unless he feels he's in the right place.
Right.
Sometimes he'll